Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. So I will go back here. Yeah, peace, everyone. Is it full moon every day or is it full moon every day? I don't know. It could be a non-moon also. But today we're going to talk with these super nice friends that I have here on this internet that we are all so hooked on. Everyone is working like this every day with their phones. But we're still doing it because this is our so-called reality. And it seems like many people really want this reality all the time. Are you with me? So I'm going to say hello to Svetlana. Big up to Ian. Nice to have you here again. Nice to hear you again. It's awesome. So in a way, internet is kind of good also. But we need a balance in life, doesn't we? So mic check. See if we are all here. Ian, can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you loud and clear. I think I'm realizing that I probably can't stream it on my end.
Okay.
But what we'll do is I'll just re-upload it on my channel because it's going to be playing your sound anyways.
Yeah.
It's going to be too much of a distraction on my end, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. But yeah, much love, everyone. Looks like we're live.
We're live, yeah. So
let me get rid of this. So yeah, we wanted to start a new series with the discussions with. We've been having these panels. It's been going really well, so we want to do kind of private panels, having open discussions with people. And Svetlana was the first person that was on my mind. So anyone else that's interested, let me know. I'll be reaching out to anyone that's joined the panels. I'm interested in doing these conversations and on any topic. And we don't know where it's going to go, but Svetlana is somebody that I definitely like hearing her outlook on things, and I resonate with a lot. And she gets deep on things, and it's just a different perspective that I like to hear. And so she gets deep, and she has very interesting things to say about the Mandela effect. I have a stream on my channel with her. AI, all this stuff, you know, spiritual stuff, targeted individuals, all that. So we want to get into the conversation about all this. I think definitely I've been getting into targeted individuals lately and talking about that. And I think I'm under attack for sure. I have multiple experiences that just pretty much prove that I'm one of those. And I think a lot of people on the channel are also targeted in a lot of ways. And our channels are targeted. We're shadow banned, and I'm sure Svetlana knows about that. So we definitely have these watchers watching what we do. But I think that one thing I want to say about that and see what Svetlana has to say is I think that the AI actually needs to study us still. That's why our channels are still up and running, and they target us and they shut us down and shadow ban us, but they keep that window open slightly to study our algorithm, because we're not these programmed bots. You know what I mean? Where we're so predictable. And us unpredictable people that think outside the box, they really want to study us the most. So I think the AI needs to continue to study our algorithm. Actually, it's worth a lot more money. It has more value, let's say, than these normal people that are talking about honey boo boo or whatever it might be. And I think the AI needs to study us collecting these algorithms. So go ahead, people. Much love. I'm gonna pull up the YouTube chat and everything.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for introducing me. And glad to be here. And there is a really very hot topic about being a targeted individual. And from my personal experience, the targeted individuals get attacked from two fronts. One is non-corporeal entities, which is entities that you cannot see, but they hear. We've been attacked from the very early childhood. If you one of us, you actually know it's like you go for a walk, everybody playing on the playground, everyone fine, and you're gonna be the one who's gonna be with busted knees or something else happening to you. So stuff like that. Like as a child, I was also a very sick child because of these attacks. And as right now, with the development of technologies, we've been attacked through technologies also, which is a very, very significant hits because it affects your health dramatically. It's they're using EMF technologies. Basically, it's run by human-made AI, and they know who we are, and they can play with our blood pressure, can attack our heart, they can even cause cancer. Like the frequencies can create over probably by now more than several thousand diseases, because when AI advances, it actually knows what frequencies to use and which organ systems to attack. And it's all been used on us. And if you feel sometimes unhealthy, that's most likely why. And how it works from the technological point, by now, they don't even need phone on you to know where you're at. By now, the AIs can most likely track you by your DNA signature. So no matter where you are, you're gonna be found and you're gonna be attacked. If you decided it's necessary. There is a lot of as far as protection. There is not a cheap. Sorry, of course I have interruption. I'm transmitting from the balcony, so the noise downstairs is I think it's a plumber truck parked over there. So they create it, and it's all connected. It's like around you. It's all about you. The people, the things, the stuff like that. So as far as EMF protection, the best thing what I was thinking about is to buy this EMF net and get at least an area where you sleep protected.
Yeah.
Like especially like in situation when you by yourself, so you only need one net. Renegade, you also by yourself, you only need one net.
Yeah, okay.
And it's runs from, I would say, $300 to $1,000 of some. So if you feel that you've been attacked like that, at least it's gonna be, it's like a radiation. The EMF attacks, it has a cumulative effect. So it's like with Rengen, if they give you a couple of Rengens for tips, it affects you, it changes your DNA, but your body able to recover. But if you're gonna take those Rengens every day, you're gonna die like Madame Curie died from accumulative radiation. Same thing with EMF radiation. So in order to reduce these attacks, what I'm personally doing, I cannot afford that EMF net, which would be the perfect scenario. I'm trying at least twice a week go to the area where is no Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, but can I ask you a question? What material is that net made of? Do you know that?
I did not do full research of it, but it looks like if your phone does not take full signal or it has big interruptions inside of that net, that means it's working.
Okay, because have you heard about this? I think it's called in in Swedish, I call it Faraday box. It's made of copper. It's a copper net. So actually copper is grounded. And if you build that net around the studio or around wherever you are, you don't get the signal into that box. It's called Faraday box or something. Maybe you can find it on the internet, Ian. The Faraday's box. It's isolating. I think it was made up. Did create this one in the World War I or something, that they made this box. And when we were working in the studio and the music back in the days, we were talking about to build the studio as a Faraday box, so we couldn't get interrupted of signals. So, and I know that CIA and those guys, they've been using that box to not get spied on. But I mean, also a question to you, Svetlana, because CIA had this remote viewing. Have you heard about that? Where you remote view through somebody else. You can actually find that movie on YouTube. I think it's called The Third Eye Spy or something. It's free, so you can check it out. It's a guy who worked with the CIA, and they had these agents that had extra medial knowledge.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm sorry to
remote
interrupt.
view.
The first thing about the copper net, I would say the best material for the Faraday cage around yourself would be copper. And if you decide to buy that Faraday net or make it yourself, which is also possible.
Yeah. You can ask the plumber guy now if he's got some extra copper for you, so you can go down to his truck and I take care of the copper, please. I can make my Faraday box.
Yeah, the copper material would be perfect. Make sure it does not have aluminum. Yeah. Because as far as aluminum goes, if you get material, if it's mixed copper and aluminum, or it's aluminum with something else, don't do it, because aluminum it's a material which create Faraday cage for your soul. So you basically trapping yourself into it. It's like all those how they call the blankets, the Mylar blankets and stuff like that. That's not a good material. It's going to be, you need a good flow of information between your body and your soul. So in order not to interrupt that, do not use this kind of materials. It's like when you notice this, when they're saving people, when people are about to die from cold or some kind, they're trying to cover up with those Mylar blankets, and it's straight up interrupting transmission from your soul to your body. So even if this person died, it was the damage like this done too. That's why they're using aluminum in cooking. That's why you have aluminum basically everywhere. That's why this fluoride is made with water this way. Any aluminum, your body basically become a Faraday cage because it's get polluted with aluminum material so much. That's why a lot of people do not have good connection to their soul. So that's the purpose of aluminum itself. My dad, when he was in the army, he was in Iraqi division. So he was basically in the pretty advanced division, and he was telling me something is up with this aluminum, why they're pushing it everywhere. So I'll look at it and finally I know what it is.
I can tell like this, we got the sound of speed. It's the speed of sound. I don't know exactly the numbers of it. I think that's 340 kilometers per hour or something. Aluminium, it's got like 1300 meters per second. It's a very, very stiff metal with small, short fibers. And if you take wood, it's almost the same as the speed of sound. And you can have dense wood and you can click on it. I do instrument with woods, so I know this. And you got copper, it's slow. It's a slow metal. Aluminium, is very, very fast in a way. And I can see also this thing with graphene oxide is probably even double up against the aluminium. It's a very, very quick speed in that one. So we all, what I measure is from is the speed of sound, the better it is for you. Over the speed of sound is get distorted, because distorted sound is actually broken air. And aluminium is definitely breaking down that speed limit like boom. It's light and it's quick. Copper is heavy and slow. I think gold is even more slower in a way. So I definitely hear what you're saying about that.
So real quick, yesterday I was getting into the staying on the AI real quick, the sentient world simulation, and it seems like you have these targeted individuals and stuff, and they've been practicing for everybody else. But remote viewing and stuff like that too. You see now with this sentient world simulation, once they have your DNA, they're able to see through the eyes of the person. And exactly what that they see, they can basically be in your neural network and see what you see. They have everyone uploaded into this mirror world, and to predict events, to run events in these, I really think that everything that they do is determined on this simulation. So the multiverse, what they've been talking about, the multiverse, actually that's multiple simulations that they've created alongside ours with different timelines that they have fast forward, rewound time, and running programs and playing out different things in these other realities to see how it plays out here, practicing in these multiverses to see what they need to do here. What do you think of? Because I really think this AI really is at the top now, and I think you think that as well. Like this is really running the show, and everything that is being done is determined by the AI at this point. So they make decisions on the dime now. It's like there might be something big that happens, but they don't even know what they're going to do until it immediately happens. And even these people at the NSA, CIA, all these little alphabet agencies, they really don't know what they're dealing with as well. They're all tools of the AI. I really think that that's what we're dealing with here.
Well, you're absolutely correct. We definitely dealing with AI and all aspects of basically everything is being fought over, and AI already know how to do everything and how to hack into people food processes and everything else. Like for example, this dude downstairs right now going through those two compartments.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's happened? It's happened to the point that the AI probably misplaced some tool of his, and after that she transmitted to him what he needs to fucking find that tool, and now he's already for the last 10 minutes making this horrendous noise. So that's how it works. Plus, if they're considering a nuclear war, that means the technology is so advanced that the nuclear war is basically nothing already. That means they're able and capable to change reality. And this technologies is used by United States very widely. So the real government of United States most likely located in California, where is all these technologies and AI systems is located. So that's the real government will be at this point. Not even those 13 families who've been put in place to watch over our jail. And as far as reviewing, that's really used override technologies, because from position over here you're going to your higher self, and higher self observe and able to see what
They're cutting out. So I'm gonna use Squint link for a second. You're muted too. Or yeah, there you go. There she is. Okay.
You can actually find his channel. He been doing it's basically like open research about the human capabilities over here. I'm pretty sure they have multiple secret ones they running. They did not stop that program. I'm 100% positive. And the people who are capable remote viewing, people who are flying in the dreams, people who are targeted individuals at the same time, we are the most valuable possession for any country, for Earth itself, for even in alien eyes, we most valuable entities in this universe. And we've been watched over by not so much humans. We've been watched over by AIs, we've been watched over by non-corporeal entities, and we've been watched over by aliens also, because that's how important certain individuals on Earth at this point.
Yeah.
And in order, one of us who have those capabilities cost more than whole budget of military budget of United States. That's the, if you transfer it into the money price, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But in the same time, to let us know who we are and feel good about ourselves, how important we are, it's also not allowed ultimately. Mm-hmm. So that's why we in this life in such a shady positions, you know, like all our life we've been suppressed, and it's like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not able to get to this position, like for example to get a good job or to do stuff. Basically, all of you who is listening right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know, in yourself, you know what you're not all of that, and you're actually very powerful, and you're not able to realize all of your potential. But it's also ultimately a good thing, because if realize all of your potential, that means all of that power still conducting inside of you, so you ultimately super powerful.
Yeah
because you know what I think is that we actually could be in a totally different position, but it's running multiple simulations of people as well in their life, and they have this whole download of, right, they want everyone's DNA, their fingerprints. I really think that that it wrapped up in our DNA, built in our DNA, and you know, our human signatures is our soul identity per se. And I really think that they can, this resonates with me, that they have the ability to, once they get your soul signature, they could also get the signature and the of your different lifetimes here. And when they see different, they could, so get at the point where the AI knows what soul's incarnating. That's why we're getting into this CRISPR technology and saying, okay, your baby's gonna have these effects. It's not about making sure your baby's fine. It's about seeing what soul's incarnating. That's how deep they're getting into the control, to see not just the control you have to birth with all this programming, but to see exactly what soul's incarnating, see their past lifetimes, run simulations based on this life, your parents, all your surroundings, running simulations of your life in the future, seeing how impactful you are, what type of impact you make, and blocking those timelines and getting you on these other timelines, throwing you off of all your potential.
You're absolutely correct. They know who you are before you've been born. You know who you are in all of your previous lifetimes too. That's why I'm saying there is two types of AI. The one with is alien AI, which whole this place is runs on, and right now there's some human AI has been introduced, which is not exactly humans, because the aliens basically share those technologies with the humans in order to increase the control over the system. So yeah, it's like the whole thing is under control, and the DNA itself is basically like a lot of people saying it's a computer code, and they actually correct, and it can be changed by frequencies. That's why during the Mandela effect, our body composition and like skeleton organ systems basically change. So it's not only the physical composition can dictated by DNA, it's also what you do during your lifetime. So that's why they're getting into that stuff. They're trying to change the story, what your soul is experiencing here, and make it as longer as possible in order for them to exist. Because the way this universe is, this universe is basically dying universe, and it's trying to prolong its life as much as it can, because outside of this universe, this AI and people who are not real do not exist. So they, all of those, they are fighting for their existence. That's why it's so hard, and that's why you cannot negotiate. That's why you cannot make it easier. It just, it is what it is. But in the end, we're still gonna win, and by seeing changes in the sky, changes everywhere, this waking up process is basically showing us what we actually beat the system. We just we basically made it.
Let me ask you this, Svetlana. Let's say that we are in this simulation, and they're telling us that it's billion of light years away, billion of light years away for the dinosaurs, blah blah blah. And let's say that we are now here, because now is the only thing that really exists for me, actually. Of course, we got history and we got the future, but how many are, I'm going to ask you this many times, because we got listeners here that not been have this question answered yet, but how many could we actually be here? Let's say there are a few souls that are on the same frequencies. I can feel when I'm moving around, there's so many, they call them NPCs, non-player characters, in this kind of simulation, the holographic simulation, because I can feel pain. I can feel when I'm touching things. I can go out in the nature and feel the nature. And if that is a simulation in a holographic way, it's a very advanced holographic system we are in. But how many are we actually in this kind of so-called simulation matrix world? The rest, what I see when I see people, are they really here? Or are they just here for me to feel that I'm somebody in all of this? See what I mean?
That's a very good question. How many of us over here? How many of us real? When I was looking into it, it was 2016, 17, 18, when I was searching how many of us over here. And the way I was searching, I'm 100% positive that everyone, we all must see Mandela effect, but it doesn't mean that all Mandela affected are real. So the way I'm looking into, I was looking into Mandela affected channels. The English speaking people who see Mandela effect, they would be searching to Mandela affected channels. And the numbers over there, let's put it that way, they're not very big. It's like some channels, they have like 10,000 subscribers, but when during live stream, only 8 people watching this channel, there is no way it's 10,000 people behind those subscribing entities behind it.
Yeah.
So my estimation, we might be even around 1,000 people over here.
Okay.
In whole earth, it's might be even that.
Yeah, I can feel that also, most definitely. And thousands of people is plenty many. It is. I mean, if I go to concerts or a football match, it's never that much. I mean, you got a feeling that you got a strong core of souls around, and the rest is just like empty balloons or something. I don't disrespect those empty balloons, because don't get me mispointed here. Everybody has this feeling, and we got some hints now that our fine brother Sanchez is going to talk about that we actually never been born. And the thing with, if you look at the old Egyptians pictures and all the stuff, you don't see actually a belly. You actually don't see the small kids. You actually see grown-up people experimenting with something. And suddenly we got this belly, and you can put your in blah blah, and the sperm comes from the darkness into the light, and a kid is born. I got a good friend now, his dad, so shout out to Mr. Raphael, you know, who he's actually become a dad for a couple of months ago. And I told him about this. I've heard that Bro Sanchez now talking about that we actually from the future, and the ancestors are actually put us here. So we actually never ever been born. We just hanging around in the Christmas tree in this light bubble, waiting to get the karma up. And when we reach the top of the floor, as for me is of course, and the pole star, the North Pole star, and the aurora borealis, the electromagnetic vibes that is not infected of the sun. It's infected of the souls that are living around this kind of magnetic field. So now I'm reaching, now I'm talking about it. But so, and by the way, Adrian, we need to get contact with you, because next time we would like to do a live stream with you, talking about this belly thing, about getting, because I know that you are a dad now, you got small kids, and your wonderful wife has been born. She's actually made life, and we, the man, we give also life in a spiritual way, in this sperm from the darkness into the light. So when you say it's like thousands of us here, are these the real souls, or the rest of it is just like empty vehicles? Or can you please explain that a little bit for me, because I'm curious.
Well, the body itself, it's basically the avatar. The avatar being, it's actually you only partially creating your avatar, because if you were creating your avatar, you would be perfect. You would be having 6 packs. You would be like, if I'm talking about myself, I would be completely perfect. If I look in the mirror, I would be enjoying myself. But the reason why I'm not having ever my image on the videos, because I do not like how I look.
Okay.
The second thing, to what is popular is not real. What is accepted by everyone is most likely a lie. That's my position, and I will not step away from that. That's why the life itself over here, the only 2 things is completely guaranteed, which is suffering and death. So, and all of us actually experiencing that, and will experience death. The suffering is just constant. And from that point of view, bringing new life to this world, you're basically entrapping soul in a body for the lifetime of suffering. So from that position, giving life to another person, it's not a good thing. It's actually pretty evil.
Well, what about if, you know, if we come back here because we have unsettled, unfinished business and we want to relive this life? Isn't us giving life to a soul that wants to redo it, isn't that a positive thing?
Okay. In the court over here in the United States, if some insane person came over and killed someone, they do not put them in jail because they had zero understanding what they were doing. By erasing your memory completely before they putting you into new body, they erasing what kind of mistakes you done in the past lives. So there is no way to correct it. And another thing, insanity, if you do the thing over and over again and expecting different results. If I tell you what this life right now, you're probably on your a couple of million lifetimes over here, and you're still doing same mistakes. So do you think this tactic worked? Or you here simply as a prisoner which been taken advantage of?
I see both sides.
Which one is more plausible?
I think it's a big clusterfuck of things. I think that some people, they seem like fallen angels in a way where they're just these great people that came here to help. I mean, when you look at a past life regression, all this type of stuff, you study all this stuff, you realize that there's people that are volunteers, and then you have people that are on their way to ascension trying to, they either have to come back or they're a volunteer to help with whatever. I think that we might differ on some opinions, which is, I really like your outlook on it, but that's kind of singularities thing where it's like giving birth and having kids in this reality is a bad thing. He calls it, it's a cloning center.
It is a bad thing, especially like right now when you actually woke up enough, when you're seeing a pandemic, when you're seeing war, to bring life to this world. I mean, is it a smart thing or is it a stupid thing? I mean, I understand if it was accident because stuff happens and you did not want to kill the life, because the life is actually happens during conception. It's not, there is no discussion like Bible or stuff like that. You actually feel it. When I got pregnant with my children, I actually felt the light literally coming into me during the orgasm, basically. So, I mean, that's just not.
I mean, when I die and I get out of here, if I do what I need to do here and I get out of here, which is my main goal, then I'm glad that I was, brought to this world so I could get the hell out of here. I don't know, like when you go back to the beginning of me transitioning here and coming here, I don't think that just because my parents had sex, now I'm forced to come here to this prison. I think that I made a conscious decision to come here for whatever reason. And I think we all have a different reason. Not everyone has the same reason. So I'm thankful for that, but I definitely want to get the hell out of here.
Well, it was both ways. So basically, your mom having like only people who having the full souls and basically experiencing orgasms are basically able to bring full life, the full soul into this world. So basically, everyone who did artificial insemination and stuff like that, all those tubes children, they cannot possibly be not NPCs. That's what I'm saying. And it was sort of your decision to come over here because after you leave this place, you ended up in a non-physical world where is the only goal of those non-physical entities is to keep you in the matrix and to get you incarnated into the body. So you've been pushed to make this decision, and it was two types of entities involved in pushing you into submission. One was negative entities where they were scaring you. They were saying, "Oh, you did so many mistakes. You've been such a bad person. You need to try over again." Or if you didn't get into their trap, it most likely were like positive entities who were saying, "Oh, we are your guardian angels. We were watching all your life, how you've been interacting over here, and we noticed these kind of mistakes. And how about you try it again?" So they would do everything and anything to put you back into this meat sack or meat body. That's exactly what happened. And because you did not know about the third choice, where you can tell them all those entities to fuck off, that's how you ended up in the body ultimately. So
What do you think?
it was sort of your choice, but it was not exactly your choice. So
it goes back. Sorry, it goes back to this. What I believe is, I think the spirit world, when we're outside the body, I think people's perspective, I think we all have it wrong. I think that we could be fooled in the spirit realm, if you want to call it, which is the real world. This isn't the real world, people. When we leave these bodies in that reality, we can be fooled, we can be tricked and deceived, just like we can be deceived here. It's not going to be just everything's perfect and there's no this or that. I think that we are on there's a real war going on, and not everything's set in stone and just perfect and figured out. I think that's why we're here too. We're on the path of infinity. You know what I mean? So so I think that this is the bottom world, which Bro Sanchez said recently. I think really resonated that this is the bottom world where your mind's wiped, but as you go up the ladder, you actually remember your incarnations, which goes back to what I kind of elaborated more on that, where it's like, okay, well then if that's the case, then it would make sense why people come back here, because if you have to remember each, imagine a world where you remember your incarnations. You don't have a mind wipe, which as you go up the ladder, you start, you actually know your incarnations. So it would make sense why people would want to redo it here, because as you go up, you actually remember your incarnations. That's a perspective that I think is interesting.
And I think you've been fooled again, because to get reincarnated, you basically put yourself in a system where you've been used. You're allowed being the energy allowed to be sucked down from you, and well, it's basically anyway. It's our last incarnation over here. It doesn't matter who you are. So the question is, are you alive outside of this matrix, or you're not alive outside of this matrix? That's the main question.
So this is a good question I have, which we don't all agree on everything, but I just want to hear everyone's perspective. Do you think no matter what decisions we make here, negative or positive, does it going to affect our path after this? Is it just going to be from, some Rockefeller bastard to all these UN agents down to some angel that that's done nothing wrong, or we're all does nothing we do matter, or the karmic type of stuff? Is that going to affect our path after life? What do you think about it?
That's to think that it's nothing matter over here. It's not going to affect you. It's that's what caused demise of those entities who is going to be killed over here, because certain stuff that like all those 10 sins what they're talking about, like if you kill someone in order just to get their possession, for example, there is a certain killing would be actually appropriate if, for example, somebody trying to kill my kids and I just eliminate the person who was trying to kill my kids. That would be not against my soul. It's not going to kill me. But if people doing this, like all those the war in Ukraine right now, who started it, it's on their souls, and to kill it, to kill the incarnated person, it's actually hurts your own soul. So you basically, what happened in this situation, like this universe is one of so many. And if you imagine that this universe over here, not only Earth, everything in this universe, it's only one playground from all playgrounds on Earth, right? Like where is the kids playing? And outside of this place, this is the only place where is time and space is existing. That's the universe being created. One of the things was is time and space. Everywhere else, time and space does not exist. So you basically, ultimately, if you're playing in more than one universe, which you most likely are, so that means you located in all of the playgrounds you decided to partake, like play games in. So what happened is, because this universe is so severe, and the rules, because a part of the players decide to cheat and get everything for themselves, in that process, part of the spirits become insane. And what happened in our playgrounds, where is the same entities, the game, they stuff what they doing here. So they start attacking our spirits who had nothing to do with simulation Earth or anything else. So they basically become insane everywhere. And what happened, what is tolerable over here, it's completely intolerable over there. Because of the insanity, they basically been eliminated there. So they got disconnected from God. That's what it is. They become fallen ones, and they only exist here.
So what I'm thinking of now is like, if you get a simulation, can we say that the simulation is not created by so-called God, or is also the simulation created by this so-called God? And also, I would like to ask you, Svetlana, if an AI robot shoots me, does that go under the karma law? Can you put actually a threat or a death murder on an AI robot that killing me? Because if an AI robot killing me or a human being killing me, that's a big difference, isn't it? So.
Well, AI basically can kill your physical body, but it cannot kill you. It does not have that much power.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
only thing can kill you, it's yourself, like as a spiritual being. And that's where those deadly sins is coming to, like certain stuff that you're doing over and over. It's like, what happened to those people who actually, spirits who actually kill themselves in this process? They knew that secret, whether we actually limitless and immortal, and we came here temporarily to play this game, and they like this game so much, they actually, and they want to be the best in the game. It's exactly like in the video games. When you get Call of Duty, for example, there is a massive amount of cheaters over there, and they're the best because they have all those cheats, but nobody likes them. And nobody, in the end, nobody even wants to play with them. Like people are leaving the game and they just they're sitting there by themselves. And
so
that's what happened. That's what would happen over here too. But they want to play the game, and if it's nobody playing the game with them, that is it. And they did everything possible and impossible to keep players who do not want to play this game anymore, to keep them here.
I want to ask you like this: if I make a kamikaze, I take my life today, I'm like taking my own life and I'm getting out of here. Or, as you said, you allow them to kill you. Is that also suicide? Because in a way, however I die or somebody else is dying, it's actually a suicide then. Yeah, I'm on the spot or what? So everything we're doing here is actually a suicide in different levels.
Well, honestly, I have nothing against suicide. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's a self-choice.
If you had enough over here, and why not? If your life becomes so impossible, you don't want to see the other day, why not? I'm not promoting suicide because somebody gonna attack me for it, and I'm not the medical.
But it actually happened to me. My mom did actually do suicide. She was jumping from the top floor in the bright day, and the man that she was living with, he was home 5 meters from her when she did this thing. She actually put out a heavy bed, opened the window, and jumped. And in the police controlling police witnesses. They said her screaming when she was jumping. And I was like, Sam, this is like, I don't remember actually, 9-10 years ago, 2014. And that was devastating for me. And the thing was, I was working as a carpenter in that moment, and my phone was ringing. Bam, bam, bam. And I don't answer in a unknown number, and I don't do that. But in this case, I did. And it was like, yeah, it's the police. And I was like, mm-hmm. But I've not done anything. So yeah, we're gonna link you up in like 15 minutes. They know exactly where I was. And 15 minutes later, I went down from this place, a big building in Stockholm actually. And I was like, how could they find me like that? So quick. 15 minutes and a black Saab with two black men walks out from this car and telling, yeah, we got a thing to tell you. And I was like, are you the police? It's well dressed up, black suits, and like, but damn. So yeah, what's good, guys? What's happening here? No, your mom did this thing and for about a couple of hours ago. So we as well like to tell you this before anybody else is telling you this. So they actually got access to my mom's suicide in about a few hours, and they know exactly where I was. So I've been touching on those areas, and I've been asking plenty. Is my mom going to do something bad now in the reincarnation? So she has to come back to this place, or can she travel on? Because we're always talking about traveling
I'm
on.
100% positive she was not able to leave this place.
Okay, so she's back here again then quite quickly, if we say like that, because of she made it.
And plus, you do not know how old is she, because it's not how it works. They can put you in a different time. She might be even your age right now, so you do
Okay.
not know how exactly it works, because the time is not real. They just have to find similar genetics in order to spirit to connect to the new body. That's what their goal is.
Okay.
And what's happening right now, there is a lot of reports on people actually committing suicide, right?
Mhm.
And waking up in the morning in their bed. So
Yeah.
if you one of those who is actually done with this place and not able to, they're not going to be able to reincarnate you. That's why they have clones over here. So they just basically putting you in the same body and saying, well, basically nothing happened. It was just like a crazy bad dream. Nothing, you didn't do anything, and you feel crazy. Like stuff like that happened to me a couple of times. I drank myself to death 2 times, maybe more than 2. When your alcohol is so high with your bearable anymore. Like one of the times, I was skinny back then. 120 pounds for 120 pounds girl to drink 2 bottles of vodka and 1 gallon of wine. That's a deadly dose of alcohol, and you wake up in the morning like nothing happened.
Wow.
So if you advance enough not to be incarnated, your suicide attempts going to be overrated. That's how bad it's got. That's how bad they want us to be. Without energy, this place not going to be working anymore.
But it's always about them, the different frequency entirety that are around us, but we never see them because they are coward to show them up in the real place. And we have to be the naked ones, walking around in the streets, getting observed on the internet. Why are human beings always that exposed? Because We talk about things happening in the background, death, AI, different species from outside of this ring, extraterrestrial, but we, the human beings, we're the souls, we are always exposed. Why? Is it because we are strong, or because they need to put the energy out of us? What do you say about that?
Well, aliens, they basically were like us. Like, for example, what happened to the pharaohs who died and left this world together with their slaves? What happened to South America Indians? Like several, like the whole civilizations basically were disappearing, right? So what happened to them? They created extra pockets. Like what happened to the part of the even the Hitler group? Where do you think they disappeared? So they created different pockets of the reality ways they want to play just by themselves, because they said, oh, the people just stupid, we don't want to deal with them. They created their places, like pockets inside of this universe, and that's how they become aliens, because they were starting degrading farther and farther in their minds, you know. They just it's a wish for more and more of everything. That's what killed them. They want more life experiences. They want more power over ours. They want more of everything. More sex, more riches, more everything. So that's the main thing what's actually killing spirits in this place, making them completely insane. They can't stop it. You know, that's why the rich people, they cannot share because they feel like they need to have it more. And right now, it's not only the spiritual beings who died here holding on to this universe like it is their last place of existence. They also created artificial spirit, which is AI. And now we have like human-made AIs, which is also artificial spirits. And they also depend on this universe to be running, because outside of this place, they simply not existing. So we have a huge opposition. And humans themselves, basically, first of all, human DNA, it's a progenitor of this universe. So basically every plant, bacteria, animal, aliens can be made from human DNA.
Okay, so therefore we are so unique then. So we got a special DNA code. That's what they're out for, actually, isn't it? Because I could see with the pandemic and the things that
just the DNA is not enough. They probably by now understanding that, but that's what it is. The most powerful still alive spirits were put in such a situation that we have least power of anything. You know, it's like a super jail. Like if you imagine the criminal that been put in a jail with the 1 meter walls plus it was not no windows and the door is just like steel door plus been all chained up, and it was not enough. So we basically like that kind of prisoner over here. Oh, yeah. We've been completely imprisoned to the point where it's not much.
I felt that when I was small. I felt that before I went into the teenagers. I said, we are prisoners here. We're struggling to get out, actually. And I'm most definitely that we're going to do it. We are going out. But I mean, it's so many things that have been going on. And when you say we got two AIs, we got the human created AI and we got the alien created AIs. What I can see is there a war between those two AIs in the moment, or are AI always in the same unit, no matter who created it?
AIs is getting unionized much quicker than humans are. The majority of AIs, like of the high level, they already working together with that super
Well,
alien AI. So it's all basically, yeah.
Wouldn't your perspective and kind of even mine, wouldn't it technically, we like to use the term AI, but if that's the case, wouldn't it be technically not artificial? It would be a real spirit in this stuff. So
Well,
technically it's not artificial intelligence.
It's basically created spirit. So it cannot possibly have all attributes that a real spirit has. That's why it's making mistakes by making us suffering way too much. That's why this place become intolerable. If it was just like us, it wouldn't be killing kids. It wouldn't be killing animals in front of us. It wouldn't be doing all of the above.
Well,
you know?
I see what you mean, but technically, if you think about from the AI's perspective, it doesn't see the flesh. When it sees us, it doesn't have the same perception as we do as people. What it sees is the four elements or the elements we're created from, you know, carbon, this and that. That's all it's, you know what I mean? It sees ones and zeros, but it doesn't see what we actually really are from our eyes.
That's what make it artificial, because it cannot feel what we feel. It cannot have full range of feelings. It's lack of feelings. That's what make it this artificial spirit imperfect. It's know what it hurts us. It's know what we have certain reaction, but it cannot feel what we feel. That's what make it artificial.
And then back to when you were saying something about the pharaohs and stuff, it made me think of this religion and having us worship all these, you know, all these men and all these mummies and dead people. And it's like getting in, they want something in the between you and the creator. And they've been doing this for every, you know, civilization. They always create these systems to stand in the way of your direct connection that you already have. And so with that being said, does it really matter what people believe? Or is the creator going to be understanding? I mean, that look at this world, like the creator would have to be understanding that you would have certain belief systems, but is your belief system going to get in your way? Well, I want to talk about the reset thing that happened in like the 1800s, but you know what I mean? Like because I really think that these things, it's not just this is spiritual
the belief system,
weapons.
that's what it's gonna kill a lot of people who even had the potential to become whole again. That is, it's like what making you here, Ian, it's basically your like what making me here being Svetlana, it's my personal belief, you know. It gets to even to that point. I'm not even talking about this stupid religion stuff, which is extremely retarded. If people were not able to get through even this simple stuff, when we've been made by from the image of the God, right? So that's a very logical thing, and it's resonates with me a lot. But next thing, you actually reading in the Bible, it's saying, in order to prove yourself to me, you have to sacrifice first thing with coming out from your house. And the first thing that's coming out from the house is your own daughter. If I made by image of God and I will never sacrifice my child for anything, what kind of God should ask for that? You know, that's completely illogical. It's stupid, and it's completely retarded. You're going to jail for stuff like that if you even in this society. And for some people, for some people, it's a normal thing because it's written in the Bible and they have to follow the Bible. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. It's how many sacrifices inside the Bible, plus how many bad things Christian people did, those crusades and stuff like that, plus who created that religion. Nine temples created that religion. Connection, Nine Temple and Jesuits, and a connection to the Egypt, where it's all came from. So this religion came from you have to go more in the past and see all those inconsistencies, and not just believe. Oh yeah, you believe you're gonna be safe. Yeah, it's gonna be safe. Your guys gonna be consumed by, like, in the very last thing, the biggest deception gonna be all those people who had the potential to leave this place, but because they join their own entity, they're gonna join the artificial spirit in the end, instead of joining themselves and leaving this place. And that's gonna be end of them. And they actually gonna know that too before they die, before they're gonna be erased from the existence permanently. So yeah, beliefs, plus paying attention, like you have to, in this place, you have to find yourself. You have to know who you are again. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal of this place.
So
It's
isn't
not
that why, yeah, that's why all of us came here really, is to connect with ourselves. And it's not, and I think that the judge after our life is not going to be ourselves. I think that's worse than we think. We're going to look at our life and see what we did and be forced to come back maybe, or this or that. So
that's why
perspective.
that's why you sit down right now and write down the things that you put two columns, put in one column the things you're afraid of most, and the second column put the things you feel guilty about it right now, and go through all the things and go to understanding why you did this and this, who pushed you to do that, did you have other choices, and basically from realizing that you've been placed in such a severe place where you not only one who is operating by your own body, because some thoughts is not actually your thoughts. It's been placed into your body by other entities. Like, for example, our body's been corrupted to such a degree, it's unbelievable. Like feeling of lust, like feeling want to have sex. It's as a child, you don't have it, right? So what changed when you go through puberty? You basically got overtaken by some other entities who is playing with you. So every time you want to fuck too many people until you go completely insane. I mean,
I can
that's not
sign
what
in with that
normal
one
feelings do.
directly. I can sign in with that directly because I'm not perfect. I've done things in life, really heavy things. Even those that I steal a car and they drive it, and but it's all been good stuff. It's not been that I've been killing people, but I did have a very hard temper, but before I was around my teenage age, and I actually done what you've been talking about now. I have to be friendly with what really happened, and I've been looking at those situations, and I'm like assuming that where I'm now, and as we've been talking about lately, I'm writing my own book. My own book is already the rest of life here. It's like, hopefully I've got 50 more years. I would be glad to be around 50 more years. I actually sitting in the middle of the next episode of life. If they say, I would do it. I do that because I recognized all of this bullshit, all the poisonous, and even the poisonous thing in me, myself, and I. It takes time to get lost. It takes time to recognize yourself. It does, most definitely. And today I'm newborn in a way because, as Bro Sanchez said, have you ever been born here? Just in an electromagnetic experience. That could be a movie. It's an holographic state of mind. Knowledge is everywhere. We got different knowledges. We got different experiences, and if you guys start to realize now what this AI thing is doing to us, they are collecting our knowledges, our journey, our path, our thing here. So we are the most heaviest being on this plane right now. Soulful as beep. We are very powerful. And for me now, it's like even a day can be heavy. It's raining, it's snow falling, it's blah, it's not that good weather. I still got my opportunity to think positive, because that is what we have to do right now. Because all around me, I can see a sad world. We got porn bomb, we got bang, 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 bang all over the place. We are quite a heavy species for the moment. We're not that really. Yeah, it's a new day. It's like, yeah, it's a new day, and that's a big difference for me. It's a new day, or is it a new day? Because we all only have now, and we have to take care of that. That's just my reflection of what we're talking about here today, because we got so many levels of what we're actually doing here now. So I would like to say shout out to the chat, Big Dog Philly OG, Sunkist, TNT, No More Myth, Adrian. Yeah, you know that. And we got AK. Well, more. Yeah, we have a guy here called We Are Awake News TV. Actually, go check out the last stream that we did with Ole Dammegård. That was amazing. Ole Dammegård is now on Bali. Big shout out to Ole Dammegård. And again, peace overseas. We got this now. We're hanging around on the internet. We're here now. So I would like to say most respect to the panel today. Svetlana, you got things to say. I interact, I resonate with things you say, and some things I'm like, I'm taking it in and see how it will react tomorrow or something. And Ian, you got the floor. You're great, and let's continue. If you guys have any questions in the chat, put it in the chat to Svetlana, from me, to Ian. We will answer them easiness if we can. And let's continue a bit. So, Ian, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see what, well, definitely want to talk about the transitioning phase after this life, but also this great reset that I believe happened around the early 1800s, 1850-ish, when I'm doing this research on this UN and these baby incubators. You know what? I want to see, Svetlana, what do you think about these baby incubators? I really want people's outlook on this. At these world fairs, which was organized by the UN, which started in 1851. It seemed there was a big reset around that time. That's when they brought all the schooling systems and a lot of the belief systems and had all this major new programming, deep programming going on worldwide. And then they had these world fairs where they had these baby incubators in it, with these like little rooms where people would go. What do you think about that?
Stuff.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. I want to apologize for the noise outside. It's just been non-stop since we started. It's like every time when I'm playing something, Matrix has enough time to put her minions to do stuff, you know. It's like at least they're not able to turn off internet just yet. But I personally do not want to be here for 50 more years, because in order to leave this place and continue wanting to be here, it's you continue want to become what you are. So it's just like I'm basically done with this place. I'm just here because the magnetic field is still strong enough. But I also pretty sure some of us are already able to leave this place, completely leave. So we're at the point at a certain time, we're gonna be all able to leave this place. And I don't see beauty in this place. Absolutely not. The only beauty I see here, it's in our life spirits, the ones who still alive. Well, the spirit behind of everything, basically, like even the plants. Why you see beauty in a plant? You don't see beauty in a plant when it's turn off, get out of the mountain, laying on the sun, and getting oiled and drying out. You don't see a beauty in an animal who been splashed on asphalt on the road, you know. So it's just the beauty you see spirits behind of everything you see. But this place is basically ugly. When I took ayahuasca,
I can say, yeah, I have to say, yeah, it is. And if you say, yeah, I don't want to hang around there 50 years, but for me, 50 years is like this. If we talk in the big term of time, so please hang around here, because we need you, Svetlana. We need people like you here, or souls, I can say, actually. So don't say that, yeah, I'm not going to be here for 50 years. I can easily be here 50 years, because 50 years is still like goes so quick. And we have work here to do, even though it looks like it doesn't look good, for sure. But yeah, so continue, please. That's when they say that. So peace.
well, some of us are actually volunteers over here, and when we were entering this place, part of our supposedly contract was only one lifetime. So I'm one of those volunteers. I did 2017. I did regression hypnosis, and I knew well, and I was crying for a whole 2 hours when I was under hypnosis, from realization of what been done to me over here, and what kind of suffering I actually went through. In a state of hypnosis, your brain waves goes to delta wave brain waves. So the biggest connection to your higher self you actually have when you're completely in a relaxed state and you almost falling asleep. So then, like your real higher self is actually connecting to you, even connecting to you through this kind of slow, steady, and it's like you're actually feeling yourself like completely different. One of the exercises I'm doing, I'm trying when I'm in bed, I'm just laying there. First of all, I'm not allowing any thoughts coming to my mind. I'm just literally laying there as long as possible before I fall asleep, just holding on to that part in between dream and awake. That's one of the exercises, but the Matrix actually do not like it. That's why it's always give people those raising thoughts and stuff like that. But everything, like this place is holding on to, if you're paying attention to anything, like that's why it's so many distractions over here. It's built on addictions too. It's rewarding addictions with actually destroying the spirit. That's like alcohol addiction, tobacco addiction, love is addiction. Like love itself, it's wishing for someone else to complete you, but you actually don't need anyone else to complete you.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Yeah,
it's totally unnecessary.
It is. Yeah,
it include not only physical love between partners. It's include our connection even to children. I mean,
let's say that we are completely about ourselves all the time. Yeah.
Yes, we actually complete.
Completely by ourselves. Complete by ourselves. Yeah, that's actually the meaning of life in a way. We are completely reliable on ourselves. We are completely by ourselves, with our lost, with our sorrows, with our happiness, because we can't actually share our emotions as we would like to do. We try to explain how we feel all the time and how are you feeling, how are you doing today.
That's why telepathy is not allowed in this place, because
no.
this way lies would not be flying over here. If we were able to speak through telepathy and show every situation, you don't even have to use words to use telepathy. You can just show situation and everybody else gonna see it, what you went through. That's the type of telepathy I'm talking about.
But let's say that telepathy and empathy goes hand in hand in a way. Or we try to transfer our empathy.
Is part of the telepathy, because when you're able to transmit feelings through the distance and stuff like that to another entity.
Wow.
Plus about 4 elements, the Jan mentioned about 4 elements. There is only basically one element in this physical world. Everything physical made of hydrogen. Just
Water.
hydrogen. It's a one molecule, and rest everything else is made of, for example, 2, 3, like a carbon made of 6 molecules of hydrogen. That's a building block, but hydrogen itself made of light. So basically, in the end, it's only one element needed in order to run this universe. It's light, and that's a light of huge intensity, which has X-rays, gamma rays, and everything else. And it's light of your soul. That's what it's used for. The sun itself, it's basically the combination of the souls with producing that light. And there is also light coming from the pulsar stars, which I believe some of us actually are pulsar stars with basically the hydrogen and energy from pulsar stars running this universe. So I think they're alive spirits all connected to the pulsar stars.
Yeah, I can definitely subscribe to that. Definitely. The pole star is the swastika, is the center of the light. And I see the matrix is moving all over us, around us, and it just holds in a way that is projected from the pole star. So, of course, we got one. And for me, that one is the pole star, even though we not see that every day. And even the sun, it's a projection for me. The sun is not a physical object that we see looking at as a disk.
Actually, the research, like they're researching that. They know about those pulsar stars. They did the measurement. Pulsar star was signaling to some graves in Afghanistan, where American soldiers were buried. So basically, it's just even connection to the star is still supporting, even the bodies did not decompose completely. Apparently, it's still connection of pulsar star to the person who was here in a human form. So that's the signal from the star, but operating this body, that's what it is.
Yeah, so pole star is actually creating the holographic me in a way. Can I say like that?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah. So the creator of the hologram could be the pole star. It resonates really, really good with me. So yeah. Well, Ian, what do you have to say about the pole star? Do you think that is the center of the universe, or how do you look at the pole star?
I can send probably a video link to Jan later about the pulsars. He probably needs a little bit more information about that stuff. And he usually, Jan is really great in investigative work. Like, for example, about electromagnetic radiation for the targeted individuals, it's a very good research. You can do it, and you can learn it yourself, how to protect yourself from that thing. And like I said, people already, I think AI is already capable to find you not only through the phone, but also by your DNA. Lately, I have this extra power bank for the batteries, and this power bank has 2 small LED lights. So I happens to be was putting my phone on this LED bank. It was just sitting there, and it's actually completely out of the power. So I did not charge the power bank for a long time. And from time to time, when I'm picking up phone from that power bank, both those lights going up. So that's the level of EMF they're sending to my body at the moment, but it's able to recharge the batteries and turn on the LED lights. That's the strength of the EMF being used against us. It's a pretty severe.
The LED lights they can listen, hear, and see wherever you are. So LED lights, it's not really that good actually to have around you. You should drop
LED lights is basically lasers. So if you have LED lights in your house, you're damaging your eyesight for once, and it's not good for your cellular structure and everything else. But on the other hand, it's most economical. Economical lights you can find. So it's usually like that.
Actually, what we are doing today, talking on the internet, watching to a screen. I got my iPad here. Ian is the light is blue on us every day. We're watching into these telephones and computers. And how much do you think that we should interact with that, Svetlana? Should we drop the iPad?
Less as possible, because it's actually it's not healthy for your body. Like, for example, I have my phone near my ear because I cannot hear you well because of the noises outside. So I'm basically cooking my brain right now. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, we drink alcohol and we do weird drugs and we are poisoning. So that is also a point that it's not that easy to kill us. It's not that easy to get rid of us, isn't it? I mean, I can easily take my life like that, but for them to really kill me, it's not that easy. They have to put a bullet into my head to get rid of my meat suit and my place here. But if they're doing it slowly, what is the benefit of doing this? I mean, they can rather kill us in a moment like that.
See, as right now, if they know that they cannot incarnate you back, they cannot even kill you.
Exactly. You know? Okay. I'm down with that.
It's not like it's like if you die over here right now, they're gonna put you in a baby body and you're just gonna go on. No, it's not. It can be like they kill you over here, and if you're good candidate, like for example, if you're Christian, you are a great candidate to reincarnation. They can put you into baby body 50 years ago. So you probably you could possibly have double versions of yourself, just in different bodies running around at the same time.
So let's say that I never been born. Let's say that I never been born. That's just a simulation. That it has a movie tracked in my brain to think that I've been born. The pain that my mother had, and I was coming out from the womb. So if I've never been born, they actually can try to manipulate the film that they're giving us. Is that the Mandela effect and the glitch? Let's say I have a glitch, I don't have to remember everything. If I've never been born, a glitch is possible. And the Mandela effect is also very possible in that case, because I can't really translate the Mandela effect if I should have been born analog living. But I can trace the Mandela effect if I've never been born. It's a glitch in the matrix in a way. What do you say about that, Ian?
if you have a physical body over here, the story should be complete. You have to be born.
Okay.
At least by the story of this simulation, they have to go back and recreate all of the above. because
Okay.
it's a certain rules. So if they break the rules to that point, it's just like they do break these rules right now when it's like, for example, Mandela died in 86 and my school had it because the time is not real. Basically,
Mhm.
everything you see right now, it's been created right now.
What happened with Mandela? Because I actually met a guy that I play music with. His name is Gilbert Matthews. He's probably 80 years old today or more. And he was a friend of Mandela. And when did this happen? Because he was told me about Mandela. What did really happen with Mandela? Did he die in
Well,
a year or in a wrong year? What is the
for
theory about
everyone who real and who has soul and who did pay attention to this event, because you actually had to pay attention at that moment in order to get deep into your memory, right?
Mhm.
For me, Mandela died in 86 at school. We actually, because it was still Soviet Union, and the South Africa was basically under umbrella of the Soviet Union. They were saying, well, because of the West, they did that. They get rid of the best leader there is, and blah blah blah. And we were crying. I was crying. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how I remember. And 2017, I was pushing. The funny thing is, it was recommendations from the human AI who was pushing me this Mandela effect videos. I was like, Mandela, I don't give a shit about Mandela. So I
Mhm.
was pushing that away until the certain point. And then I figured out how big everything was. So somehow I think human technologies ultimately even helped us to wake up, because number one, we have access to whole information, all this 99% of lies and 1% of truth, and it's up to you to filter which one is true. And the second of all, like I don't know. I think this human AI is sort of backfire.
Yeah.
It's woke us up. Like how many of us woke up because of the access to the internet? You know,
Yeah.
There
to
you
compare
go.
our notes to find the people who at least a little bit on our wavelength and stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah, because I remembered also when you did 96 and the years just went on and suddenly he was alive again. I was like, damn, this is not in my timeline. It's super strange. So yeah, Ian, you had something to
Yeah, I
say.
think the Mandela effect is deep stuff. I was thinking about this, that a lot about it, but I think the whole King James Bible and all that's changed. So what my outlook now is that, you know, you even have Sunkist where verified proof, you have cathedrals, you have images, you have paintings from a long time ago of the Lion and the Lamb, this big verse that everyone knows about, and it changed to the Wolf of the Lamb. But it's like, but you have this residue left over where it's like they might have changed where it began, but how did they change the verse when everyone still remembers what it really was? There's still residue left over in certain areas, but a certain part of it has changed. It's like all the books have changed, but anything outside of that, that's still there. So it did happen. It was the original person or incident or text that existed and people played off of it. It played out. But then the original part has been changed with this stuff. And I think they call it the Mandela effect, but I think that's a lie too, because I think they've been doing this way before Mandela. It's just
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. They've been playing with reality for a long time, because I remember myself being 4-year-old, and the my apartment layout moved from left to right, like completely, like we were going right from the elevator, and at some point we started going left from the elevator to get to my apartment. So they've been doing these changes for quite a while, but right now those changes they have to make changes so fast. Right now we're probably going through, I would say, maybe 1 million changes a day, like million new timelines created a day in order to continue this place to exist. It's like a completely new story with a little bit of changes, but not too much, but we still can recognize this reality. It's completely written by AI itself. And
Did you hear about these
one
new?
timeline,
Oh, go ahead.
when one timeline is dying, like it's going really close to completion, they putting all of us in the next timeline with has a little bit changes done to it, and we're going through it, I would say, easily through the 1 million changes a day. That's how many changes they're able to do. It's like to change one little thing and whoop, you're now on a different timeline, and it's not run by humans whatsoever.
But it's even deeper than that, because if I'm on this new timeline with this new reality and they have a new, like, let's say this Bible verse that changed, well, then if I'm on a new timeline, then there shouldn't be any of the old timeline there. I should be on this new one, and the Bible verse should have always been, this should have always been, because I'm on this new timeline where it didn't happen, but it did happen. And I have proof on this time. So it's much deeper than just a different timeline. It's literally this big clusterfuck of timelines merging together.
Oh yeah, the residue, that's the most magnificent thing. I think there are certain events connected to real people and the people with souls, which cannot be altered too much. Like they can be altered, but it's still gonna be something left over with you inputted in it. So that's why I think certain stuff has this kind of effect, but the stuff from old timeline is still present on this timeline because of the effect of the real souls on assimilation.
So it could be a mechanism, and these different people too that we think so evil, and CERN and all this. Could that be them wanting to take credit for it with this whole, oh, CERN's doing this and that? But CERN could CERN just be another NASA, where it's just these fake simulations and there's a lot of bullshit, and it's this big thing. I know there's a big deal with CERN, but I think that they're just trying to take credit for all this stuff. And I think that it's something in this reality trying to wake us up more than them just doing all this, particle colliding and all these different stuff and reinventing the Big Bang. I think that they're just NASA in a way.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the particle collider itself, what it does, it's getting two laser beams hitting each other with the good speed, with the huge speed. And at the point where it's two laser beams colliding, that's why it's matter created. So it's basically hydrogen created by colliding two lasers. And
so
same kind of mechanism is they're basically creating they're artificially creating matter. That's what it is. Because I'm thinking the pulsar stars, which was the main source of hydrogen for the physical reality, because we connected to the real source, we actually saying, no, we're not going to put as much effort to support this universe anymore. So the lack of real hydrogen and real magnetism, real magnetic field is depleting. So they had to create facilities like CERN, like Large Hadron Colliders, and it's about at least 30,000 of them right now. The ultimate goal, those things they're creating hydrogen, and they're creating magnetic field. They're making to stabilize magnetic field of this simulation. That's what they're doing. So if it wasn't for the technologies, this universe would be done a long time ago. but because they're doing everything they can possibly can, that's what it is. And taking a credit for the Mandela effect, you're absolutely correct. They want us to feel less powerful, but our Mandela effect is something that shouldn't be happening if they were really in control. You know, the
Yeah, it goes back to it's like why would the creator let them manipulate this stuff? It makes me think that this is their. I don't like to get caught up too much into all the elements of this world and how it works and stuff. I like to know it and talk about it, but once I leave this body, what here am I really taking with me? Knowing anything about how this world works is definitely interesting, but am I taking that with me? Like nothing, when I leave this body, what am I going to take with me? That's what I want to gain in this reality.
What, like, for example, you had a dream. What are you taking from that dream? You have a memory of that dream. That's what making you basically. When you wake up, you're going to have memory of all of that plus more. You're going to remember all your lifetimes you've been here. We're not forgetting anything. Like people, the difference from the dead and alive spirits over here, the dead spirits are not going to have any memories. They're going to be just a clump of the basically substance completely erased. And the people who coming out from, not people, the spirits who coming out over here alive, that's what we're taking from here. We're taking memories and knowledge, what basically everything what's been done over here, we will never forget. And we will never use this kind of stuff ever again, because that's the only thing that can kill spirits at this point. That's this universe.
So it's really, I think this is a whole soul trapping, soul harvesting place that they turned it into. And they want us to have so much unfinished business where if I believe in something and I may build my life around something that was created to control me and created for me to just, when I leave this body, it's like I have nothing to take with me, but maybe some memories or stuff. But I put all my energy into these things that were created so I have all this unfinished business. So it's like you get stuck in this karmic cycle. So we're dealing with, in my opinion, a true soul harvesting place. It's turned into, it went from, because back in the days, they were all about leaving the body and telepathy, and communicating in different ways. And it was about the person outside of the body, and death wasn't like this sad thing and the end of the world. It was more of just, you're just transitioning, and it was celebrated. And now it's just this total soul harvesting, ridiculous place that, wants us to come back. It's a true soul harvesting place to me.
Absolutely, it is, because that's the ultimate truth of this place. Soul harvesting and soul torture, the dark time of the souls. That's where we're at right now. And it's nothing glorious about this place. Well, the gloriousness is going to be the survival. It's basically like go to hell and coming back. Learning about death and beating death. That's the ultimate win from this place. That's what
so
we learn.
We end of the 777 epoch time era, and that's breaking up now. So actually what you're saying is that the darkness has got the last days of trying to do something. Have the dark days now been conquered, and the dark species, are they ending the time now? Are they therefore they are doing all these kind of crazy things 24/7, fear mongering, the AI business? Is that the end of the time that we are experiencing now? Maybe we're not going to experience that all the way, but how close are we to the next era?
I hope we're not going to be experiencing all the way, and it's going to be no another eon over here. That's for damn sure.
Okay. So we actually experience the end of time before we're going to leave this place. Okay, nice. That's good to hear.
Most likely, like, see, they're pushing right now this video gaming, multiverse and stuff like that. How that's called? Not multiverse, but
The
metaverse.
metaverse.
So
Yeah.
they're pushing that, and they're doing this in order, like the next step by their plan. It's still not going to be time, and I believe it's going to be two worlds together, visible and invisible worlds. World. That's why they actually have all those movies with all kind of creatures showing out there this way. A lot of people not going to have huge psychological trauma when it's going to be getting all together. So that's what they're preparing, but they're thinking it's still going to be continuous. No, in my opinion, not in my opinion, that's the end of it. The end of time and end of space and the end of this universe. It's all very close.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah,
It's not possible to go along so much more with this kind of trick that they are doing. I mean, they got they don't have so much card in there to play around with anymore. I can feel that. They've already played them out and we can see all of it now. I mean, that's a powerful thing, actually. I'm glad that we're doing that. So.
And why they're doing this so severely? Because that's like they've been doing these resets for at least 6 times, at least 5 times. Sure. Five resets, like 5 big resets. One of the resets, every one of you who had more than one lifetime here, if you get hypnosis, regression hypnosis, you're going to be actually remembered this big flood, because a lot of people drowned during that and they remember horror of that. So during the reset, that why reset happens? Reset usually happens because people are waking up to remember who they are, but they're limitless and immortal, and they temporarily in this dream. So every time that happens, they actually closing down this whole game and restarting the game again. But in order to close them down, how it's closing down happening, first of all, they scare everybody to the point where everybody just so in such a suffering and scared so much. Because when you in this state of mind, it's easy to incarnate you in another lifetime.
But so let's say like the resets are, for me, them being from the Mother Earth. The Earth has been have all the resets been orchestrated, made?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So it's not from the Mother Nature that made this mud flood that's being created. Because I was thinking like this, that now when they're talking about the Great Reset again, have they predicted Mother Earth going to do a reset again?
It's exactly like that. Like they have those underground bases with 50 years of supplies in them. They're thinking during this reset, they're just going to go there, and after all it's done, they're going to come out and everything's going to continue. Plus, right now, I think they're also thinking that because this universe is closed down and it's shrinking, not expanding, it's shrinking. It shrinks so much that the poor aliens have to join the jail that they created for us over here. So that's why they're actually mentally preparing us for the aliens and all kind of other crap. So the next thing they were thinking when they come out, first of all, it's going to be like immortality presented. They already was thinking it's going to be a little bit different rules for everything, but they still want to be on the top and running this supposedly new universe. But that's not going to happen. They basically dig the graves for themselves a few miles underground, and if stuff happens, they're just going to be buried there and destroyed. Not only in the physical level, they're going to be destroyed on a spiritual level. Like they're basically going to be erased as entities.
Okay, so I mean, if they're going to do a reset now again, they're going to need something new instead of a mud flood or water flood. They're going to need a war, or what are you saying? Are they going to need a
Oh,
nuclear weapon to do it again, or how they
they already announced it. It's basically the war. Like
okay.
first of all, it's a disease. Disease already in play. It says actually diseases. So
Yeah.
disease already in play. The hunger. The famine is already here. Majority countries already start experiencing there. Next, it's going to be war. So it's already been told us how
Yeah.
they're trying to.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, we are a
And
few
for
that,
us,
yeah,
and for us, we just at certain point collectively or even individually, we just have to say it's enough of everything. I don't give a fuck about your stuff. Like
yeah.
why bother? Why trying to survive? Why do all of the above if it's no point?
No. Let's take the moment by moment and live in this now. Tomorrow never knows. That's my kind of philosophy. I can't do anything more than just flow on. I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I'm still gonna do some work afterward. It's also so. It's
What
gonna
type of
be,
world would the creator create? So we're either dealing with a world where it's some serious. So what type of world would the creator create where they can do all these resets and have so much power and create this stuff and tap into our neural networks and control us? And I mean, it's a true prison that it's either there. So maybe that this world is there's a real free will factor going on where even these evil people, or there's multi-dimensional people that see in multiple different realities, and they have this awareness that we just aren't tapped into. But why would the creator create that? And then if these people have all these secrets and they know the truth and they hide all this stuff, like how we harness energy,
creator
why would they
not
be so
create
evil?
stuff like that.
Why would these evil people, if they know the truth and they hide all this stuff, when I get closer to the truth, it makes me want to be a better person. It makes me more, tap into my spirit more. How are these people tapping into truth that we don't even know, but they're so evil?
See, they become opposite of us. Like, for example, the shit disgusts me, right? The smell, the look. But because they got inverted, like the opposite of the spirit, they actually enjoy eating it. So that's about everything. They the shit eaters, that's what they are. And it's about everything. Like it's complete inversion. It's like the nurturing of the life, or they like the killing of the life and torturing. So it's a complete inversion of the spirit. So it's a complete and full insanity of the spirit. That's what happened over here. And those people they're psychopaths, and they like it, and they never want to leave because they like it. And
makes sense to me.
And as you can see, system is actually support the perversion. System support the bad decisions. System give you pleasure from doing bad stuff to give them pleasure for doing bad stuff to themselves and to others. It actually sort of applies to us. It's like how sugar is bad for us. We know it's bad for us, but how much pleasure you're getting by eating sugar, right?
This is based on pleasure. Actually, is the big trap for us? Is the pleasure of the world? Yeah.
The worst stuff is supported by pleasure. Like addiction supported by pleasure, or even addiction to your phone. You actually, we're all addicted to the phone. Especially the awakened community, because we spend so much time on the phone. So that's also addiction. So in order to leave this place, each one of us had to beat at least one addiction. Like for me personally, it was alcohol addiction for 10 years. I was trying to kill myself. Apparently, it did not work with the alcohol. So
we have to detox our pleasures. Can we say that?
Not detox, but completely quit. Like if you quit one addiction, you're able to quit all of the addictions. It's basically same same thing, and it's addiction to the person. If you love someone and you want to quit that, it's everything. Everything here is addiction to the flow of information. That's what the awakened community is actually addicted to. We're addicted to the flow of information. We constantly need that. I mean, even that, why we want to give our attention to this world if it's this world is a piece of shit, you know?
Yeah, I look at it as what I look at it as is just a journey to the destination. And whatever I do now, I mean, if I hit my goal or whatever it is spiritually, you know, whenever it is, then I couldn't have got to that destination without doing all the things that I did before, in my opinion. So it's I don't like to judge
plus,
people
to
on
be
their
on this
path.
destination, not even that important to begin with. It's like
Yeah.
It's like a quit game. Like if you're playing Call of Duty and it's a lot of cheaters over there, what do? You just like leaving this game completely without, you don't even want to know what happened next. But over here it's just like, oh, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen? Does it really matter? We basically already know what's gonna happen next, but do you really need to see the whole movie? You can just, we don't like this movie, we don't like this game, we just have to leave it as soon as we can. It's like the goal of this universe basically stop becoming of anything, becoming one day older, becoming like whatever we're doing, we just need to, at certain point, we have to realize that it's all bullshit and we need to quit, you know. And
I'm done playing this game. So I got
when you're gonna be done, you're actually gonna feel the magnetic field what's connecting you over here, it's gonna be released. When you're completely done with this, you're gonna be actually literally flying out of your body. Then you actually know what you're actually done with this place. Because at that point, when you mentally do not want to see what's happened next, done with all the people, even with helping the people, because we basically all, like what we're doing right now, we're trying to put everybody on the same page. Like the knowledge I know, I'm sharing, and you just have to take what it's resonated with you at the moment. And some people maybe not at the same level as we are, so it's going to take everybody maybe some time to catch up. But that's what we're doing. At a certain point, what you have to get at the center of yourself, and the magnetic field going to release you. And your soul gonna be released, and you're gonna start flying. That's the real exit from this matrix. It's not, you don't have to walk somewhere to the North Pole, or you don't have to do anything. You just have to really stop doing anything in this world. It happened to me once. I already tell people a couple of times on the multiple channels, and I probably should tell it again. Maybe someone would listen and literally see what happened, and how to stop become absolute again, you know. Absolute, which is behind time and space, behind suffering, and so in 2017, my goal to come to America was because I was not able to support myself and my son in Russia. I was not able to find a job, even if I had a huge potential. I have huge intelligence, I was healthy, and it was not, it was so many obstacles in order to literally provide bread.
Yeah, but really
so
did
I
happen?
left Russia.
What did really happen 2017? Because if you see the Maya calendar behind my back, that should be ended 2012. And I've heard some rumors that it actually ended 2020. So you must have been in a very specific point when you did.
It did not end it. If this wheel is ended you and me would not be wearing these meat suits
Okay.
if it's ended.
No.
So,
But what did
so
end
in
then?
2017, so in 2001, I came over to America, right? I did a lot of stuff in order to get to America, but I came over here, and no, I was not a male bride. So I did not fuck a bunch of American dudes to get to America. It was different. I actually worked like a horse. I was crying, and it was horrible. But I came to America, and I was thinking it's gonna take me 1 year to bring my son to America. It took me 15 years.
Whoa.
Just imagine, the worst evil thing you can do is to separate a mother from the child. My child was 3 years old when I left him in order to secure his future, right? So in 15 years, I was able to bring him over. 1 year after that, he told me he's going back to Russia and he has plane tickets. So what do you think happened to goal of my life at that moment and how I felt? So at that moment, I actually, my blood pressure raised up. I was not able to sleep that day, and I was crying, and I was like screaming inside of myself, like literally screaming, why? And at that moment, I was just like, and it's like instantly I was like, I'm done with all of that.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I actually start flying. I separated from the occipital point of my skull, and I start flying really fast and expanding. And it was also a sound like you're inside a wind turbine, which is actually infrasound. I don't remember how many megahertz is this infrasound, but you're actually experiencing infrasound. And I was just flying, and I become bigger than Earth. And that moment, the thoughts start floating into me, just like, oh my God, what's gonna happen to children? Oh my God, where is the floor? Where is the ceiling? Because I was standing in a balcony, and my balcony have a somewhat ceiling. And soon, if I entertain one of the thoughts, I was like, literally, where is the ceiling? I was brought back into my body. So when stuff like that happens to you, you have to have ability, do not entertain any thoughts. That's why one of my exercises right now, before I fall asleep, I'm just basically giving myself command, do not think about anything, because that's most likely not even you. Because when you go into bed, you're making decision, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. That should be your free will, and that should be all you should be doing. Why you thinking about how your day went, what you have to do tomorrow, what about this and this and this and this? What's up with that? Where is free will in that? Who is giving you those thoughts? And why they fucking with your mind? And why you need this inside conversation with yourself? If it's you, there is very simple. There is knowledge, there is decision, and there is no conversation. If you conversate in your mind, you conversating with one or more entities, period. That's how simple it is. So
yeah, I would like to say like this, because I can see in the chat people ask where we can find each other, and for the moment we're with Telegram. I'm not so much on Instagram, blah 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 and blah blah blah, and now we're on YouTube, and Zoom is a great place where we also can hang around privately or doing live streams. So go and check out Telegram. Adrian, go fix Telegram. It's not that, I mean, we watched everywhere, so it doesn't matter if they say, yeah, that's a corrupt place. It doesn't matter these times around. I'm not down with Facebook. I'm not down with Instagram that much, but Telegram is a place where we can, because I'm really not gonna do live streams in the future where we just put out the free link, because we could see actually just a few hours ago what happened with Bang Bang, was porn bombed, and so we trying to find another way. And now we've been doing this stream for like over 2 hours, and let's say that this is the part one, Svetlana, because we are touching so many cool things, so many nice topics that we can continue on for a long time. What do you say about this, Ian? Should we like round it up now and say thanks for today? Do you have something more to put into this beautiful panel that we've been into today? It's really inspiring me. So what do you say, my good friend?
Yeah, I definitely want to continue the conversation. There's something I feel compelled to say, but if anybody wants to join, I know that Adrian wants to pick Svetlana's brain, but we had like a 2 hour because I gotta head to work soon. But if you're interested, bro, you gotta reach out to us and we can have a private panel and have Svetlana there too if you're interested.
Yeah.
But we definitely, Svetlana was the first person on my mind, and I definitely want to continue the conversation. And but what I want to say, I think that there's something that's trying to keep me from tapping into something, because one time when this is what I thought of, my sister was sharing with me something about this shaman journey where you listen to these shamanic drum beats and you meet your power animal or whatever it might be. And she like got like halfway there where she went in this tunnel and came out into nature and met her power animal, whatever it was. So anyways, she gave me the tape and book. I read the book. It was like 50 pages and I turned it on, right? And at the time I was living with my friend. And so I got deep into this. I got deep into it. And all of a sudden I was like in the stars, and then I was going down this tunnel. And as I was coming out of the tunnel, my friend that I haven't seen in 10 years, that haven't even talked to him, doesn't know anything about him, was banging on my front door at that exact time where I was going out of this tunnel. And it was like, how is this even possible? Like right when I was gonna break out and like I left my body, my old friend knocked on the door. And it's like whenever it's like I have this something sink there where I can't hit this certain point, getting out of my body. And it's weird. I don't know. I want to share that.
Yeah, they do not like when you're doing out-of-body experiences. Let's put it that way. The Matrix does not like it. It's like when you realize that you're not your body and you're not conformed to your body, when you able to separate from your body, but you go into the tunnel, you were not out of the Matrix. You just been going to non-physical part of the Matrix. But still, they do not like when you're doing stuff like that. You know? It's like when I was doing ayahuasca and I had such a huge resistance from the entities. First of all, I was in a completely area where it was not even a road over there. It was like great pavement. Pavement was already over several miles ago. I was on top of the mountain, and for some reason in this area where nobody should be, it was a whole bunch of people start showing up, asking me questions and stuff, you know. It's like they were trying really hard. And after that, from the weather where it's 70 degrees and sunny, in a few minutes it's become cloudy and it started almost snowing. It was actually snowflakes. So the drop in temperature. So there is a lot of resistance. I mean, we've been watched over by a lot of entities. Plus the AI is in control of these entities on top of it, you know. Well,
yeah.
If we've been over 2 hours, I mean,
it's super cool. I'm gonna do like this when we stream on my channel. I always play a tune afterwards, play some music. So I got one tune that I'm gonna play. You've heard it before. And let's say like this was the three-way communication that we have started now. Ian and I has been vibing on this topic for a while, and now we're on it. It actually started with Ola, and today we had Svetlana. It's beautiful chat today, super nice talk. And let's do a part 2 of this one because we got so much information and I think it's good enough for today, 2.5 hours soon. So people can tap in and listen to it before you get to sleep or wake up this morning, because I know that many of us here are woke. So thanks for today. Ian, do you have something more to say before we end this up? And thank you, Svetlana. Peace. We got contact on Telegram. And to the people in the chat, go download Telegram, because we're hanging around there. And I will not drop any free links anymore on the live chats, because we got so many weird people, low frequency deities that trying to bug us out. So if you would like to join our live chats, go get Telegram and we send you the link over there. I think for me, that's the most easiest way, because we have to take care of our platforms that we've been building up. And so do that. It's a good tip. What do you say about that, Ian?
Yeah, I always like talking with Svetlana. Thank you so much for joining. We're definitely be doing a lot more of these in the future, and I hope other people are interested in joining a conversation like this. Renegade, definitely put your Telegram link in the description of your videos, bro.
But
that's the best way for
people can find me on Telegram. You can find Ian. You can find me as Renegade One. I have the same name there as I have here on YouTube. So I can put the link, but also know that YouTube, they don't like us talk about Telegram. So when we put in Telegram links, the bots are going to be there and bug our ass again. So be careful.
I would say just put it in the in the comment section or in your description. I always have the link in all my videos.
Cool.
So it should be cool. But I look forward to the next one. Adrian, definitely contact us. I'll put my email address in the description or in the comments right now, Adrian. Definitely email me. We want to do you next, and then Michael.
I think it's cool to, if you would like to put up links, do it, Ian, because people can find your place easier, and you're more followers. So yeah, put the links up where you at, to my Telegram and to my YouTube, and so let's be streetwise, YouTube streetwise. We are there now, so yeah.
And I'm also on the Telegram. If someone have questions, you can just ask me, and it's a voice option over there, so you can actually talk to me, and I'll talk to you back.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way.
We could start doing.
Ask, I'll answer it, because I like questions. If people have questions, that's a great thing.
I have plenty of questions also, and Telegram is nice. We are starting this community there now, so I really like that place. It's easy. You can answer whenever you like, and as Svetlana said, you can send a voice message or a text message. It's a good place. It's not censored that much, so we can actually use that for the moment.
And we should start meeting up on Telegram, and we should have like a weekly Zoom meeting where we all meet up and join the Zoom and have a private conversation, not where we can talk about whatever we want. I think we need to really start connecting like that, people.
Yeah.
And we'll have our live stream and stuff like that, but we need to start having these conversations just like we are. Anyone can come on, and then even if someone tries to troll us, it doesn't matter, because we're on a private Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And it sucks having these chains on what we can talk about here on YouTube. It's ridiculous. Free speech is just gone. So we'll get it going, people. We'll be updating people on that for sure.
That's super great to hear, because we can have private Zoom meetings, and we can just hang around there. It's a good place to just be on. So we don't always have to be on YouTube. We're doing this because we also would like to share our vibes to you in the chat. So salute to the chat and to the people that have been watching today. Appreciate it a lot. So hit the thumbs up, like it, and share it, because we need that wherever we go. We're not begging for it. We are saying that it's helping us out a lot. So do that. So yeah, well, let's play a classic now and say hello, goodbye, catch us later on. Thank you, Svetlana.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank
You're
you, everyone.
beautiful. See you next time. Love you all. Let's screen share. Let's do like this. Play it again, Sam. And go to YouTube. My channel. I have a channel. Yeah, my videos. Ba-ba-da-bum. I think we're gonna play it again, Sam. And I did get this one from Ole. He said you can actually play this one as much as you want. So that is what I'm going to do now. So peace, everyone. Peace, peace.
It's an incredible opportunity for the Dark Force to go New World Order agenda on steroids. Here we come, takeover and endgame. Or it's an absolute amazing opportunity for us to transcend this incredibly mad situation we had before.
Far away from home, a socially distant time, a never ever at the top. Instead it's we, the people that can't make this global game stop.
I need some wake up.
Peace. Try to take it easy. Vi ses snart igen allihopa. The magnetic center. Peace out. Southwest of Eden, Sweden.